back in your mouth. What's good, everybody? We're back here for another video, another reaction.
I was about to say.
We got this reaction called
The Deadly Beef Between NBA Youngboy and G Money.
and G Money.
Hey.
Alright, let's see what we're gonna get ourselves into on this one, baby.
My name.
Baby, you ready?
Oh, yeah, chain.
Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready? 'Cause I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
We already covered the fallout between NBA Youngboy and TBG, the former friendship that turned to a violent extreme beef. A beef that came to a standstill, and Youngboy got locked up on 2 attempt murders in late 2016. In my last video, we talked about how he finessed his way out of those charges. The crazy story that literally
finessed himself out of it.
If you haven't seen that video yet, go check it out. But for this video, the story takes place in May 2017 and concentrates on how he started terrorizing the city, fresh off his prison release. He got out of jail and became a superstar, but was still getting pulled deeper and deeper into street beefs, and bodies started dropping soon after. If you're familiar with this story, you know there was a back and forth between NBA Youngboy and G Money, but a lot of people don't know the extent to it. They were going back and forth in songs, and they were constantly going at it via social media. Nowadays, Youngboy is pretty secretive about his ops. We rarely see him acknowledge their existence online. However, Youngboy hasn't always been this way. Before Youngboy got locked up on that murder case, he was making it very clear in songs that he did not fuck with TBG or G Money anymore. It was a whole lot of reasons why Youngboy fell out with them, which we went much deeper into in my last video. But one of the main ones seemed to be G sleeping with Youngboy's older sister. Him and G was close. He wouldn't expect someone he looked to as a big brother to do that. They grew up together and was both rapping TBG. Initially, G was a much bigger artist than Youngboy, but as that beef escalated, so did Youngboy stardom. He managed to surpass G, and they started waging war in the music, constantly sending disses at each other. At this time, it wasn't that serious, just niggas talking shit. It was no bloodshed behind it. Youngboy then got locked up in that murder case, and G would still talk about it while he was locked up. And fresh off Youngboy's prison release, he was addressing all the bullshit, but not immediately. His first few songs ain't really have no disses. It looked like he might actually leave this shit alone, but the disses started flowing in. On August 3rd, he dropped his album, AI Youngboy, where he addressed G Money.
Success make these niggas mad, I know how it is. Boy, you gon' get your head bust, tryna start for real. These niggas making diss songs, come on now, boy, be real. All the ops funny, put that on God, man, these niggas don't want no smoke. Nigga, when you see me do that shit, you say you gone, dog. All the niggas that be used to roll tight, they won't kill me, but you on it with me, that's a bitch shit, he could go to that level. I ain't squashing, dating bitches up, just had to talk with the dog. The only way this shit gon' end, you getting hit with that melon.
Shortly after this, G Money did that iconic Say Cheese interview, which we broke down in part 1, where he talked about Youngboy's sister and spoke more on him and Youngboy's beef. About a week after this interview, Youngboy got sentenced for that attempt murder case, getting hit with no jail time. And without those 10 years looming over his head no more, the beef started getting more and more serious. 3 days later, him and G was going back and forth online.
Saying, nigga, what you don't like me or something like, fuck that rap shit. What you saying, like, what you got some against me, bitch ass nigga, you know what it is. Stop, man. What you say? Huh? Fuck a nigga, I'm about beef, man. What it is, bitch?
Heard a nigga dissing, but he tripping. How the fuck I'm supposed to zip him when he posting shit on Insta? Say he riding, but he lying. He ain't ready for that pressure. It's too late to say you sorry when you laying on the stretcher.
Fuck with you, little nigga. Fuck on you, man. That nigga. I don't like you. I'm gonna keep on that. I don't like you.
Bitch ass nigga talking about you don't like a nigga this and that. Nigga, fuck you. Ain't no nigga for you to like you. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass nigga, you just copping off a nigga. Bitch, I pull up in that wagon, you go take a picture by a G-Wagon. Boy, you running my son. Stop watching me, man. Oh yeah. Get off a nigga. Damn. Bitch ass nigga.
2 days after this Insta beef, G Money dropped his most well-known song, Industry. Youngboy never broke again response, and he let it be known who he was talking about. G addressed this Youngboy beef on that song and a few songs he released after this.
You little nigga pussy, hollering you a stepper, you won't kill shit. Fuck nigga in this feelings. Pussy nigga steady talking down, why nigga sneak this? If you a man, come at me direct and watch a nigga be missed.
I'm the wrong nigga to be dissing on them songs. I ain't with that rap beef and send them bitches at your phone. Yeah, I hear them niggas talking shit, they better not play with us. Most of niggas blew up from VR, they was fake as fuck.
Snitching on each other.
I don't know why he hate.
I say they're going back and forth saying they snitching and all that shit. Y'all niggas need to chill out and make the music, baby.
Guess he mad about a bitch. All y'all used to claim TBG. Look how you niggas switch. I would've bust for you, nigga. I put my trust in you, nigga. Now I can't fuck with you, nigga. You a bitch, I know the real you.
Youngboy ain't really respond, but G kept going. Youngboy was the bigger artist, so anytime G did anything, people would constantly ask him about Youngboy. Like in this Instagram live he did about 2 weeks after dropping Industry.
But just remember, bitch ass nigga. Nigga was fucking with you, nigga was down for now. Nigga ain't never do no fake ass hating ass shit. All these niggas down here bitches, man. You heard me? Most of these niggas scared of a nigga, man. You see a nigga, you put your fucking head down, nigga. And I can be by myself and you can be with 1,000 niggas, bitch.
Everybody get on this
And then
talking
G Money
shit.
made this final video talking about Youngboy.
Say, Bill, you know you ain't living like that, man. You get a deal and you just turn to a killer. When you start doing all that, man, you know you ain't cut it like that, man. You know TBG been your muscle, boy. You better stop playing and stay in your place, son. Bitch ass nigga. And when you throw a shot at me on that shit, man, don't be on there talking all this slick shit. Yeah, in the bang, man, on the way home, bitch.
Then at about midnight the next day, G Money and a few others are in the studio recording their next Youngboy diss track.
Fuck a nigga, they switch. Yeah, these niggas supposed to get that money and that fame and they switch. Yeah.
Eventually they done recording and ready to leave. G Money was the first to walk out. He was looking down at his phone, but there was already a car parked outside waiting for him.
Baton Rouge police are looking into a deadly shooting that claimed the life of a local rapper. Police say someone shot and killed 22-year-old Garrett Burton on Dallas Street around 1:20 last night. Burton performed under the name G Money.
He say he gon' step on who? I gon' put him on the nose. I just hit a op with a stick like I'm playing pool.
Yeah, Reggie. It's always tough having to say goodbye. Whoa, hold up. Oh, the honey butter chicken biscuit is $1.99 all month. This is great. I'm never leaving now.
We made the deal.
Never leaving now.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's and get the breakfast you deserve. Testing that boy who been dissing, shoot the bitch in his face. That nigga dissing, now that bitch ass nigga slump. I leave him dead, got the whole city mad. I sip that boy by what he said. I just raised the murder rate up in my city, bitch. Talking racist, got him sipping with the bus and did him bang. Shoot him lit up in his head, knock off his head, now he can't make the sound. It's like that, always stuck on him. I wish I could spit in his can. Fuck the media in real life, he really zipping shit. You know we don't spell nobody, shoot you on your shit.
G Money's brother, who actually introduced G to Youngboy, later confirmed that G got shot 18 times. Whoever did it wanted him bad. Keep in mind, this was only...
Well, they ain't missed that second time. They missed on the last dude in the last video. They 18 times. They let your ass up. Sorry, no disrespect.
3 weeks Youngboy got sentenced on his murder case, and body was already dropping. Relentless disses started coming in from the NBA camp. But the worst part of all this is that G wasn't even supposed to be in Baton Rouge this day. He had an interview with Vlad TV and one in New York lined up. But he didn't show up because Fredo Bang was getting out on his murder case this day. And he wanted Fredo to come along. Only reason he was in Baton Rouge was for Fredo Bang. And after G's death, it kept getting worse for Fredo. He was supposed to get out, but they refused to let him go.
They took it upon themselves to say that they was looking after my life, saying that they feel like if I came home, I was going to either retaliate or get killed. So they said they feel like I should stay in jail a couple more months.
What the hell?
So Fredo lost his best friend the day he was supposed to get out. Then they decided to add extra time to his sentence. TBG main rapper was gone, and the other two, Fredo Bang and Boulevard Quick, was in prison. My next video actually gonna be focused on Boulevard Quick, so if you haven't yet, hit that sub button. But at this point, TBG was crushed. Their main rapper was gone, and the other two was locked up. And this is where Lit Yoshi emerges, a new TBG rapper who's gonna be a huge part of this series later. Right now, he out on bail for 7 attempt murders on BBG and NBA members, and that's only the ones they charged him for. Prosecutors also believe he was the one shooting at Youngboy and Rolling Loud. And this Yoshi guy only even started rapping because G died and the rest of TBG was locked up. But about a month after G's death, Youngboy drops his project Ain't Too Long, where he addressed the situation in a few songs, but most notably Poor One, which we also broke down in part 1. But G was only the first of many bodies dropped in this feud. G Money's death didn't end this war, it just solidified this future generational beef. Youngboy constantly clowning G Money only deepened TBG's hatred for him, and retaliation came soon after. TBG was hurt by the loss of their artist, and Fredo was hurt by the loss of his best friend.
I was in jail, and like at that moment, like shit couldn't get no worse. And I just broke down in tears. Like I just sat there and locked up. You know what I'm saying? In front of 120 grown men. You know what I'm saying? In a real war zone. I broke down.
Daily shit been painful, friends turn to strangers. Niggas wanna kill me, so I got one in the chamber. Man, this can't be real. Now I'm heading through the wind, you won't get me killed. Don't ever underestimate a nigga, he really will. And all this shit strange to me, how homie changed on me. We had some words and now he trying to bring that pain to me.
If you found out today that the person who did it was arrested and convicted, would that make you feel any better?
No.
No. You wish that you could actually handle it yourself, if you could.
Yeah.
Ain't beefing with dude shit, I just wish him the best. Got love for him, but the sister, I can't get him killed. Even though you want to trip him when you got a deal.
But is this a situation where you're gonna let, you're gonna let God take care of it? Or
All I can say is it's gonna be handled, you know.
I got my head up.
Just like y'all know.
Like, what the fuck my daughter's gonna do if a nigga kill me? And that shit crazy, man. Like how that money and fame, you hear me? Like that shit changed the way certain people look at you. Like your closest niggas that you never ever thought. A turn on you, they'll turn on you.
I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. Did money change people?
Youngboy was beefing or something like that.
No. You had to change the way, change your environment and where you at and all of that, because people don't act right when you have money. So.
I mean, I don't understand what people would expect. I mean, like, you can separate yourself and all of that, but I mean, people gonna keep going. That's a matter of time. Like, and then it's lines being crossed. Like, you had sex with that man's sister. That man looked at you like a big brother. You had sex with his sister, then you gonna look like, I don't know why he mad.
Y'all cool. You best friends don't do no shit
He
like
looked
that.
up to you.
Yeah.
And you slept with his sister. Out of all people, it's like 1,001 females around. And you pick his sister out of all these females, like, but it's not nothing towards you. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I just feel some type of.
I can't picture that beef in particular dying down. Like,
I just feel different.
you can't say sorry. You deliberately had sex with my sister. Like, there's nothing. Sorry is for like an accident, but say, like, you deliberately, like, you knew that was sister and brother. You ain't thought about how, that would mess anything. Cause, like, it's boundary. You supposed to look at her like your little sister. Like, if he's like your brother, she's like your sister. Yeah. So you shouldn't even been eyeing her like that. Like,
then he's there saying.
I just like you smashed somebody's mama.
He's sitting there saying that he got big.
I think the only reason he's saying that is because he got bigger than him.
Yeah, that's
because it was like at first he was the main, the biggest rapper, and then it really bypassed him.
Then they make him.
So that's the only, because if it was the other way around, he would be saying none of that stuff. If he was bigger than Youngboy, he wouldn't be saying none of that. You feel like that. That's why you bring that up. That's wrong in everybody's eyes. Politics, regular people, either way you cut it, that's wrong.
He changed when he got fame. I mean.
But then a lot of people he cool with, he been, like, all of them was in the group,
I don't see
So it's like, how can he, he changed, but he's still the same people, all of that stuff. Like, them people been rocking with him and all of that before the money, so.
I mean, you gotta change the way you move, though, when you make money. People don't understand that. Then when you change the way you move and when you make money, they think you turning their back on them.
Yeah, like, what else is he supposed to rap about? Is he supposed to rap about imaginary stuff? Like, if you have a history of stuff that is, like, relatable to people, what everybody going through, that's going to be what sells. Like, that's like Corinne Steffens in that book, where she wrote about smashing all of them people and stuff. It's so, because that's what she went through. That's her story. That's her, you know, what she did. Everybody may not agree with it. Guess what? That was her. You know, like.
I don't know, but.
So I just see that the same way. Like, that's his story.
Yeah.
You did it. I can see if he was lying on you. Then you could say, you know, you putting on or something like that. But you even admitted that you did it. Like.
If I was young,
Who would
I
be
would've
cool
said-
with somebody like that?
I would have said something earlier than that. I would have been said something to him.
But it's like, I just feel
But I
like,
understand about like how the rap thing go.
yeah.
Cause they want to put their good shit out later on.
Yeah, like, you don't want to expose that when you, like, small time. Because then everybody going to hear about it in your underground rapper stage. That might be 200-300 people versus when you big, that'd be 2-3 million people.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and then you run out of stuff to talk about once you get big.
Yep.
You're going to waste it on the small time people for what? Like,
I hope y'all like the video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share the video. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.